Good afternoon. This is Jack Boyles with Steam Engines USA, and I have a extremely rare steam engine that I've been very fortunate to come into possession of. This right here has been researched and identified to be a 1928 Jensen riveted boiler, number 25, with the big 4-bolt cylinder. Contacted Jensen, a lot of knowledgeable Jensen collectors, and we've come to the conclusion that this is one of the engines that Jensen Sr. would have been experimenting with and building prior to starting the Jensen Manufacturing Company. And we'll go over some of the interesting highlights. It is a riveted firebox. It is a green base. If you're looking at it, my lighting's not really good in here, but this is an actual dark green base. It's not robin's egg blue, it's not blue, but it's dark green. The flywheel is also painted dark green. It is a riveted boiler. It has the hex screw pop-up valve. The whistle handle is longer, and it's also painted green. There is no throttle control on the steam line, and it has a very big steam chest. See how thick that steam chest is? Several collectors have said that this may have been created before Jensen figured out how to make that steam chest smaller, which would tie in with the age. And it's got a very unique heater, and I'm going to take this off in just a second and show you the heater. So another interesting thing about it, and I'll set it up on its end here, is it's dated. All of the folks that have owned it, see Charles Brennigan Christmas, and we figured out that that is 1928. So he received this gift in 1928, and then handed it down to Randy in 1963, and then Randy Jr. in what looks like 2000. So this little signature on the back has helped date this engine, along with all of these other elements that make this variety earlier than 1932. So I'm going to take this off, and we're going to take a look at the heater. Alright, so we're back. Now this heater, I have never seen one before in person, and the folks that I've talked to have only seen one or two others that even exist. If you can see, it says Chromalox. It says an immersion heater, and Tom Sr. was experimenting with these back in the late 20s and early 30s. They're very rare to come upon, and so the heating element in this Jensen is one of those immersion heaters, a Chromalox. So it's version 1. Very interesting. So I'm going to put that back on, and we'll come right back. Alright, so we're back. I've got this back on here. The interesting thing about this steam engine is it's unlike any that I've ever seen before. Talking with the folks at Jensen, some well-known collectors, I'm not going to name them, but you know who you are. I've contacted you about this steam engine and reached out to get your opinion on it. I've pretty much all concurred that this is 1928 riveted model 25, based on all the information that we could get. This cord is actually green. You're not seeing that incorrectly. That was another mystery that we were trying to figure out, but we figured with the green base, green whistle, Mr. Jensen decided to go with the green cord. So very unique. There's some writing. Someone at some point had dated or put their name on it. The Randy, 1963. This would have been, I guess, the grandson of the person that had this originally. So he was probably a younger person at that time. But in addition to this, this is the smokestack that came with it. I've never seen one like this before. I don't believe it's original, but I've had one collector tell me that it probably came with the engine. May have been an experimental piece. Have several collectors say they just weren't sure. So it could very well be something that Mr. Jensen had put together for this, being that it was before he started his company and was mass producing or making production models. So what we have here is a 1928 Jensen Model 25 riveted boiler, probably a one of a kind. So very fortunate to have this item with SteamEnginesUSA.com, and I'll be sharing some more posts in the future. Originally I had thought about restoring this before I received it, and once I received it and realized the significance of the history of Jensen and how this engine dates to the 1920s, I decided I'm just going to leave it as is. Also, this whistle, it's not your typical whistle. I've seen one other engine that was posted from 1934 that's very similar to this engine. Except for the heater and the coloring, the markings, some features are a little different. So the only thing that I did notice that is damaged on this engine is the sight glass is cracked. So I'm going to replace that. I have not cleaned this engine at all. It is dirty, and it is the way I received it. So I plan to give it a very thorough cleaning. It may unlock some additional mysteries, but I welcome your comments. If you have any ideas, any comments about this engine, feel free to post them. And be sure to subscribe and like our videos. We enjoy sharing these unique steam engines that we run across. So have a great day from High Point, North Carolina. Steam Engines USA. A riveted boiler, 1928, earliest known steam engine that I have in our collection, at least, and maybe out there. 1928 Model 25 riveted boiler, Jensen steam engine. Have a great day.